Massive bushfire sends residents scampering to safety. Acres of sugarcane destroyed. We'll tell you where. Good evening and welcome to Primetime News on air and online at onesportmedia.com. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Also this evening, the Fast and the Furious. Women being used as targets at a car and bike show. Road safety officials are livid. And is CARICOM having financial problems? We put that issue to those leading the charge. There's also the business review, sports and weather in this newscast, so stay tuned. The news in detail right after this break. Welcome back to Primetime News and a special welcome to viewers on sportmedia.com. We begin this evening with dramatic images of a raging bushfire which left one organization counting its losses and residents sprinting to safety. The fire destroyed acres of sugarcane at the Ebony Park Heart Academy and Training Institute in Clarendon. Here's TVJ's Anthony Lugg with the details.
Residents of Ebony Park in Clarendon look on as firefighters try to put out a bushfire in the community Saturday evening. Hours earlier, they were sent running from their homes as thick black smoke covered the area shortly after 3.
Everyone have to run out of their home. On the street, my son, eyes turned red, started to vomit.
I don't really know what I know you could see this somewhat miles away coming, until it come with the fire. And I don't leave out tight me and my father. So my rag here, I wet it, I had a glass here over my eye because I decide say I protect me and my neighbors,
Firefighters were kept busy as the fire spread into nearby cane fields. 12 acres of cane were destroyed at the Ebony Park Heart Academy and Training Institute. Enterprise manager Selma Kani gave details.
Apparently, our next door neighbors or the land that is adjacent to us are just that land. They had a fire in their cane, and what happened now is that the breeze transferred the fire from their field to ours. We newly fertilized our sugarcane. We had done so on Monday and Tuesday, and all that new growth and the area that we have fertilized, it's approximately 12 acres that we lost in fire.
Ms. Kani says bushfires are a recurring problem.
Most of the time, whenever our cane is in a mature state, we would normally elicit fire, would always, especially in this time, you have persons burning fire and sometimes. But it's the first we have lost so much, and in a state where the sugar cane would have already harvested. So therefore, we would have been losing because it cannot go to the factory. It's nothing that we can make our money from at the moment.
Anthony Lugg, TVJ News.
And 5 people, including 4 children, are now homeless after fire destroyed their home in St. Elizabeth. TVJ's Karen Morgan has that report.
Tragedy after tragedy. And it's becoming unbearable for Lauren Bennett of Ivor Cottage in St. Elizabeth. A day before the funeral of her common-law husband, fire gutted her home, leaving her and her 4 children, ages 13, 16, 19 and 21, homeless. The fire, which started sometime after 1, burnt everything within the 2-bedroom dwelling. No one was home at the time.
When me did, my sister-in-law, me get a call, say my house burned down by my mother. And when me come, me couldn't save anything.
Miss Bennett says because the house is far away from the main road, it would have been impossible for a fire truck to get access. She also lost thousands of dollars in cash.
Funeral was everything. Me not have nothing for wear, nothing for your funeral, no food, nothing. Everything lost, and me and the picnic.
With nothing but the clothes on her back, Miss Bennett is seeking help to rebuild and to send her 2 children back to school in September.
Me have to walk and bounce, there me get a little help. And I know we have to sleep at night time, nowhere. You have to walk around and bounce without clothes, food, nothing.
So what happened to the children?
Same thing. They left out.
Persons interested in offering assistance can contact Lauren Bennett at 876-830-7205. Kayan Morgan, TVJ News.
Outrage this evening, a road safety official, following an incident which left 3 unidentified women were used as targets at a car and bike show. Our news team got a video capturing the event, which is believed to have taken place a week ago at a plaza on Hagley Park Road in St. Andrew. TVJ's Anthony Lugg reports.
The video, which is about 2 minutes, shows a car maneuvering around the woman at high speed as onlookers record the event with their cell phones. It gets more interesting. A bike joins the activity. The rider speeds around the woman and the car follows. Director of the National Road Safety Unit.
Having cash flow problems, heads of government have agreed to work out a plan to clear their debts. The issue was discussed at the closing press conference for the 39th CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in Montego Bay.
From time to time, we do suffer from cash flow problems. I wouldn't say that we're broke because we have not shut down the Secretariat.
CARICOM Secretary General Erwin LaRocque lamenting the financial challenges of the organization. That's because member countries have not been paying their fees on time. The March 2017 report from the CARICOM Review Commission, chaired by Bruce Golding, said even though Jamaica is not the only delinquent state, it had the highest level of arrears. For Prime Minister and Chairman of CARICOM, Andrew Holness,
those members that are outstanding, you should be seeing some action in this regard to ensuring that outstanding payments are made. I wish to state for the record that Jamaica found the energy and enthusiasm and commitment earlier on to make sure that it made a positive impact on any outstanding contributions and fees that it may have had.
The report, which reviewed CARICOM, stated that Jamaica's annual contributions to the Secretariat, its institutions and agencies amount to $11.6 million, but its arrears at the end of 2016 total $47.8 million. $7.3 million of the amount is owed to the Secretariat and $40.5 million to various institutions and agencies. So, how much does Jamaica owe now?
I cannot put a figure to it, but it's not inconsiderable.
Minister of Barbados, Mia Motley, also underscored the commitment made by heads of government.
Heads have taken a decision to accept our reality and to look at what are the best options ahead of us. And I think that, in fairness, that should be respected because we accept that it takes cash to care and it takes cash to execute.
With natural disasters becoming more frequent and intense, CARICOM member states will also be considering an increase to the budget of the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, CDEMA. The Hunts Bay Police are searching for 5 men believed to be involved in Friday's murder of a female preacher in Delacree Lane, St. Andrew. Cops say 49-year-old Neslin Watt Bent was shot and later buried in a shallow grave in the community. Her killing has sparked outrage in Delacree Lane. It's reported that shortly after 2 o'clock Friday morning, Mrs. Watt Bent went outside to use a restroom when she was ambushed by armed thugs. The cops say they have the names of the 5 suspects who have fled Delacree Lane since the killing. Investigators are urging persons with information to contact the Hunts Bay Police or the nearest police station. Murders are down by almost 12%. Between January 1 and June 30 this year, there were over 660 murders. During the same period last year, murder figures stood at over 750. Overall, serious and violent crimes are down by over 14%. Meanwhile, the Jamaica Constabulary Force is reporting progress in its drive to rid the streets of illegal guns and ammunition. Statistics show that 372 illegal guns and nearly 5,900 rounds of ammunition have been seized since January. They include 253 pistols and 27 high-powered assault rifles. During the corresponding period last year, January 1 to June 30, 420 guns were seized. Government has established a $26 million fund dubbed the Jamaica Creative 100 program. The announcement was made by Culture Minister Olivia Grange during her contribution to the sectoral debate in the recent sitting of the House of Representatives.
Through this program, we will fund short to medium-term projects to help small business entrepreneurs to create new products for the global marketplace or to enter new markets. Selections will be through an open call based on growth potential, entrepreneurship, and quality.
Minister Grange says Jamaica Creative 100 will be administered by the National Cultural and Creative Industries Council.
The deliverables are the establishment of a digital distribution and promotion platform for Jamaican music, video, and fashion. The establishment of a Kingston Creative Media Village for increased visibility and accessibility of creative practitioners. The establishment of the Creative Skills Council and Skills Bank, and the establishment of a Culture and Creative Industries Fund for Jamaica.
And still ahead in primetime news, the business review and international stories. So please stay with us. And it's now time for the business review. Mayberry Investments is looking at strategies to boost the value of its stock. Chief Executive Officer Gary Peart says for years the company's shares have been undervalued on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. So Mayberry is taking a different approach to fixing them. Details in this report.
Speaking at a media briefing on Wednesday, Mayberry Investments boss Gary Peart addressed concerns of prospective shareholders regarding Mayberry's new initial public offering IPO, which opens tomorrow.
In the last 3 years, Mayberry has added approximately $5 billion to its shareholders' equity, and the market has not responded by pushing up our stock. So what we're trying to do with the listing of MJE is to make it much simpler and hopefully unlock the shareholder value.
He argues that the market is not responding to positive economic indicators. He says this makes it difficult to identify the true worth of a company's book value.
We have a market where you have some analysts that want to buy stocks at an 8 PE, when an 8 PE corresponded to interest rates of 14%, when it corresponded to inflation of 10%. The last treasury bill that just closed below 2%. We've had a relatively stable dollar for over 18 months. Our inflation is trending below BOJ's range. It's likely to cut at 3%.
The Mayberry Investment CEO lamented that the lack of investor interest in the equities market has also had a negative impact on the value of stocks.
It's one of the reasons the governor of the central bank is reducing interest rates because, believe it or not, guys, we, the private sector, is not investing as much as we should. There's a term called velocity of money, and the velocity of money is slowing, which is reducing net credit in our economy. We are not investing as much as we should.
In the meantime, Mr. Peart disclosed how Mayberry plans to use the money which will be raised from the IPO.
What it means is that this $900 million goes straight to the capital base of Mayberry. So we're already compliant with all of our various regulatory authorities. With this inflow of cash, it makes us even more compliant and allows us to do significantly more stuff.
For the Business Review, I'm Herman Green.
And the primetime news package continues with sports right after the break. Karen Madden is standing by.